For sure, I did not binge this latest season of The Bear as fast as I possibly could. You know what? Honestly, I am kind of on board with returning to a weekly release schedule because it gives us something to look forward to. So yes, I took my sweet fucking time with this latest season and I really enjoyed it. I watched it at my pace, and now that I have finished it, wow. All I can say is those last 2 episodes had me feeling teary-eyed. I actually had tears in my eyes, like some kind of whiny little bitch. And you know what? I'm extremely grateful that this show got me there. Let's discuss season 4 of The Bear. Series creator Christopher Storer, as well as the other guest writers, the guest directors, the cast, everybody involved in this season nailed it. There are way too many remarkable elements in this newest season to single out without making my video run 30 minutes, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to keep things brief. Suffice to say, this season, just like season 3, brought me to some really heavy emotions that I didn't expect to feel, although I guess I probably should have, because this show really has been consistent in doing that. I had moments where I was laughing, I had moments where I was extremely confused, I had moments where I was happy, I had moments where I was sad. This show brings a lot of emotions out of me, and I really appreciate it. If season 3 of The Bear was all about pushing forward, trying desperately to achieve some level of greatness, then I think season 4 is about coming to terms with the fact that you're not always gonna get there. Dreams, they are something that we strive for. It's really good that we do, but that is just the thing. It is a dream. It's not always going to be a reality, and that's something that is extremely hard to accept. Nobody wants to face the fact that the thing that they feel they deserve might not work out, and I'm definitely guilty of that. For me, I would say the dream is YouTube. I would say I would love it to be so that I could just do this permanently, and that would be my main source of income, but that is a dream. It may not happen. And so that's a valuable lesson that I took away from season 4 of The Bear. Oh, and I feel like I'm already getting a bit too heavy with the emotion, so let's quickly jump into this cast. And do I even need to bother mentioning Jeremy Allen White and Ayo Edebiri? But let's start with Jeremy Allen White. He does a fantastic job. Yet again, he has really been a rock solid, consistent character on this series. This guy really is a very talented actor. He knows how to access some totally raw emotions. Everybody on this show does, and I'm not saying that he's doing it more than everyone else. I'm just calling out his performance right now because there is a lot of Carmy that I can actually connect to. You know, he's got this goal. He wants to have this successful restaurant. He wants to have that. He wants to have Claire Bear. He wants all this stuff. And it's easy to connect with the fact that he's this guy who's realizing how hard it is to achieve all those things. I really do think he resonates with me, not to mention the tumultuous relationship that he has with his mother, Jamie Lee Curtis, in the series. It really does strike a note with me as well, but more on that later. Ayo Edebiri is another really fantastic actress in this series, or should I say actor? I think I'm supposed to say actor. She really is just remarkable in this season. She has also been somebody that, yet again, was not on my radar before the show came along, but man, now that the show has shown me her talent, I am just extremely impressed. She has an episode that she actually wrote and directed. That was a really stellar, fantastic episode, and she has some moments. She has a scene that was just extremely powerful. I don't want to give it away, but man, I was sitting there thinking, holy crap, like, that is an extremely powerful performance, and how is she so effortlessly doing this? Maybe it does take a lot of effort and I just don't even realize it because she comes off as a natural. Now, jumping back over to Carmy, Jeremy Allen White, I do want to talk about this relationship that he has with Jamie Lee Curtis, his mom in the show. She has proven that she was not a good mom. You know, she was probably a drinker. This family is just really complicated, and it's really easy to connect to the way Carmy's feeling about his mom, about his childhood. I have the same feelings. I had the same feelings, similar struggles in my own childhood. And so that scene where he and his mom are having this conversation and she's trying to hold some accountability to herself and say, yes, I was flawed. Yes, I took things out on you guys. Yes, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. And just seeing that expression on Carmy's face as he's trying to hold in this thing that is boiling up inside of him, because she's saying stuff that is really just hitting hard, and I thought that was just a remarkable scene. And Jamie Lee Curtis is just a really welcome addition to this series. Every time she shows up, I think, yes, we are in for a really magical episode. This series has actually been almost kind of therapeutic, because I see the things that these characters are going through, and I'm finding myself connecting with so many of them. There's a lot of moments that I've had in my life that really is reflected in this series, and this moment with Carmi and his mom, I think it really lands home with me, because it makes me think about the conversations that I didn't get to have. We did have some reconciliation, my mom and I, towards the end before she passed away, but I feel like I didn't get all the answers. I feel like I would have loved to know more about her. I really didn't get to experience much of my life with her as an adult, and that's why I think this series really resonates with me. It hits home with these feelings, and that's something that not everyone is going to be able to connect to, because not everybody had a childhood that seems so similar, or not everybody just feels like they're in the same boat, although a lot of us really do. This is really a very fantastic cast. Everybody in this series really earns their place. It is such a well-rounded cast. It's got to be one of the best ensemble casts I have ever seen on a TV show. It is absolutely stunning. But one of the characters that is truly standing out to me and really just rising above the others, not that he's better, he just stands out to me, is Richie, played by Ebon Moss-Bachrach. And boy, say that name 5 times fast. You're not going to be able to. I can barely say it once. But man, this guy is so phenomenal. I really connect with his character a lot. I like his character because there's a humbleness to him. He feels like he's a guy that's just glad to be at the table. He is a guy that has struggled to have the things in life that he wants, and it's just really inspiring seeing him going from season 1, where he's this, he's a rough, around the edge kind of guy, to this newest season where he is getting really close to achieving that version of himself that he really wants to be. He has grown remarkably as a character. All these characters have, but his story, it's just really remarkable. I really like it. And it's no wonder to me that he got tapped to play in the Fantastic Four movie, because he's going to be the new Thing. Now, I am really excited to see him in this movie, because I'm really curious to see what it's going to be like seeing him in a mainstream movie. I like him as a smaller scale actor. That's not about to be the case anymore, but I am really into this guy as an actor, and I'm excited to see how he's going to bring the Thing to life and bring his own twist. For me, this series is just so easy to watch. It's like that car accident that you saw. You look at it, it looks really bad. You're really hoping you don't see anything bad, but you keep looking because you want to see somebody come out of it. And when I watch this series, that's what I think about. I think, who is going to make it out of this series alive? This show is really testing these people. They are all going through profound things that are very challenging for them, and I'm just really invested in it. I can't wait to see the 5th season, because this story, I feel like it is so much mirroring my life that it is just impossible for me not to fall in love with it. It's another masterpiece of a season for me. I'm giving this season an easy 10, and that is a very high score. But that's because this show is hitting all the right notes with me. It is hitting me in a very personal space. It's not necessarily the comedy that this show is claiming to be. I think the reason they call this show a comedy is because the fact that maybe life can be viewed as funny, because this show, it's really just showing life in all of its complexities, and life has its moments. And when you look at the big picture, it is kind of one big joke. We're living in a sitcom. It's a sitcom that has divorces, it has all kinds of bad stuff happening, but it's a sitcom, and there is moments of humor in it as well. So that's why I think this show is labeled as a comedy. But if you're going into the show expecting it to be a nonstop laugh, I can understand why you would leave disappointed. This show is definitely not a comedy, in my opinion. It is a drama. It's a drama that has really heavy emotions that it's hitting. And I think that for the right audience, it's gonna really resonate extremely well. It is just something that I find to be remarkable. I think everybody in the show, including all the cast and the directors and the creators, the writer, everybody should be just extremely proud of everything that they've put into this series. That's my thoughts on this series. What did you guys think of this new season? Put your thoughts on it in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to know more things from me, get some more opinions, I think you should subscribe. Later.